Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. So I'm here again with Helena.
He always drags me here somehow.
And last week we shot a video called 9 surprisingly expensive things in Taiwan.
Yes.
So guess what is the topic gonna be today? 9 surprisingly cheap. If we can come up with 9, I don't know, maybe gonna be 8 or 11.
I think I'll come up with 9. Let's see how this goes.
Well, in the last video I was complaining about that the price of milk is super high in Taiwan. The thing I drink instead, of course, is soy milk, which is like super cheap, and I started drinking this for like breakfast with muesli and all the time. And the price for this here is 30. The price for soy milk in Sweden is 90. In Sweden, like basically no one drinks soy milk because it's so expensive. Only if you are vegan or you don't want to drink milk for some other reason, you buy soy milk. Here I drink it every day. So Helen, everyone wants to see you to talk about instant noodle. How about instant noodle in Uganda? Oh, did you ever try this one? This is Korean though. Did you ever try it? You guys want to see Helen try this instant noodle?
Spicy,
Just write a comment down there.
What? They're actually gonna ask me to try it, and I know it's spicy.
It's just a little bit spicy. A little bit. Okay, so of course the instant noodle in Taiwan is cheap. It's cheap everywhere. It's about actually the same price as in Sweden. We pay maybe 30 for one, like something like this would be 30 in Sweden. The difference is that the quality in Sweden, you know, you only have the Swedish brand of instant noodle. Even my wife, when she's in Sweden, she has a super instant noodle craving. She's not accepting the Swedish brand now. I think there's so much variation.
You guys just decided to destroy noodles, right?
So many different tastes here. Yeah, in Sweden there's basically none. Yeah, so it's something that you have so much more here. Not cheaper, but the variety. The tissue here, because tissue is actually super expensive in Sweden. In Sweden we like to work with a round thing. But here they like this kind of tissue very much, right? How about in Uganda?
It's the same. We prefer the round one.
This kind of tissue in Sweden. And the price here is 150 and you get all of this. And if you buy today, I will throw in one extra. And in Sweden, the price is 60 for one. You get one of these two. Or 65. So this kind of tissue in Sweden, you will get 60, 120, 240. This would be 500 in Sweden for this much. 1 kilogram, we pay about 40 Taiwanese dollars per kilogram. In Sweden, rice is kind of expensive, a very bad rice, and we pay about 90 Taiwanese dollars for 1 kilogram of rice. I heard something about the rice in Uganda that you like have to buy it together with something?
In Uganda, like rice has different prices. There's this kind of rice that is like hansha, it smells so good. And it's like more expensive, we call it super, right?
Well, how if you buy a lower quality rice?
So there's different quality, yeah? And the prices are different. So the only downside to this rice is that there are times when this rice has some stones in it.
Stones? Like
yeah.
Actual stones?
Yeah, like actual stones.
Okay.
So sometimes before you cook the rice, you have to salt it, look through it, you know?
Ah.
To make sure that you pick out the stones, like real stones. I'm not kidding.
Oh
Could
my
be
god.
Really tiny ones.
Oh, someone wants to buy rice. So the thing I think is super cheap in Taiwan, no matter where you go, PX Mart, 7-Eleven, it's like bottled drinks, bottled water and other drinks. And like for example, this one here is only like 7 sweat, you pay 20 for this one. And in Sweden, this would be like, okay, we don't have to carry sweat, but this type of drink would be like 60. You go to 7-Eleven would be 70 or 80. In Taiwan, it's so cheap, it's too cheap. Because people buy it all the time, me included, and like it doesn't recycle it in a proper way, so you see so many of these kind of bottles on the beaches or even in the mountains, you know, you see so many just wasted bottles, so this is too cheap. The first thing I want to say that is super cheap in Taiwan right now, of course it's kind of a special situation, but I really have to give credit to Taiwan. Face mask is so cheap in Taiwan, yes.
Totally. I think Taiwan is doing a good job with this.
So the rate now you are paying 5 each, right? 5 Taiwanese dollars each.
Yes, 5 Taiwanese dollars each. It's amazing, like
yeah,
really from the bottom of my heart.
And let me tell you, I am so upset. You know, I'm Swedish. I really love Sweden, but I am so upset because I checked yesterday the price in Sweden, and we have the Swedish version of eBay, you know, online auction, and there people can freely sell these masks. For 10 masks in Sweden, you pay 1,000 Taiwanese dollars.
What?
1,000.
Blood of Jesus. What?
Because
how does
people,
this
you know,
even happen?
it's a kind of the fear, and also that there is no like subsidies from the government or anything, so it push up the price, and now you pay 100 each for a mask in Sweden. So I'm so impressed that Taiwan, since the beginning of February, have had rationing. I think since 6th of February, they started to like, you know, you can only buy so many masks. And Sweden 1 month later, the spreading over the world. Sorry, I'm getting upset. Anyway, let's talk about something lighter. So, what is cheap? What is cheap in Taiwan for you?
How do you bring me from Corona and then I know what is cheaper right now? And the first thing is transport. Transport in Taiwan is way, way cheaper. And way faster. And way efficient. What makes you think it was cheaper in Uganda? Because we are good at running and we just run our way there? You use what we call them taxis, but they're not really taxis. You know, like sometimes 14 people, they carry 14 people, 14 passengers.
That's a bus.
Is that a bus?
That's a bus for me.
You're gonna pay about, roughly about 20 NTD. And that is for about 10 km. And it's not fast, you know?
Okay.
It's not as fast as you know, and it's not safe because our traffic is quite also really, really heavy. And this is not peak hours, by the way. If it's peak hours, it's gonna get really, really expensive.
Okay. This is something you have to order, or it's already
No, you
there?
don't order it. It's always coming by. So you know where the stop is. So you stop it and then you jump on.
Sounds like a bus to me.
It's like a tiny version of a bus. We have
put a photo here.
We should get a photo.
Or there. Or somewhere.
Whatever. Yeah.
I will tell you the price of an MRT in Sweden. You get shocked.
Tell me. Oh, tell me how much.
One trip, 90 for MRT.
I was just about to say about South Africa because I thought the MRT, the train in South Africa was expensive.
Yeah.
But when you told me about Sweden, I'm done. Like.
But also something that's really, really cheap for me here is taxi, like Uber and taxi. If you get into a taxi in Sweden, it's gonna be 1,300 starting. You know, like the cheapest trip you can do in Sweden.
Do you find the healthcare in Taiwan cheaper than Sweden?
So I don't pay for healthcare in Sweden. So of course it's a little bit more expensive in Taiwan, but it's very, very cheap here. Healthcare in Sweden is slower than in Taiwan.
Okay.
Still is very good. It's more personal in Sweden. Like if you go and take a blood sample in Taiwan for some reason, you just go there. It's like McDonald's, you know. They just call you up and take your blood sample and then you can go home. But in Sweden it's more like they will take you to a special room and there will be one nurse there attending you and take that blood sample and then you go. Because we have so few people, so it's much more personalized care in Sweden, so it's better, but it's much slower. You have to wait a lot. Something that is much cheaper in Taiwan is the dentist, though.
Okay.
Because we don't have super good coverage for dentists.
Yeah.
You can get a brace when you are young for free, but if you're older, like you pay a lot for dentists in Sweden.
So far the two best things for us in Taiwan, we have the transportation and the healthcare.
Yeah, I think so. It's cheaper.
What else do you consider cheap in Taiwan?
I need to check my list.
You have a list?
Yeah.
Why didn't I prepare a list? I took this phone and I remembered, you know, in Uganda we have what we call social media tax, and you have to pay. It's like maybe about 59 NTD every month. So when you get you're able to access WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, any social platform. I didn't know how bad it felt until I was in Uganda and I had to pay for it every single day because it's a daily thing. So if you pay for internet and it is expensive and it is completely terrible, if you live in Taiwan, you go like, oh, this is nice. If you go back, you go, what is happening? It is slow and sometimes it's annoying. If I pay tax, give me something quality. But I'm paying tax for something that is terrible. Oh God.
Okay, I have one more thing I want to say. This is the thing I start to buy so much since I came here. I wanted to buy two to show that they are different brands, but I found out these are actually made by the same brand, so whatever. Because this is so cheap, you pay 10 for this and you pay 20 for this, and in Sweden you pay 50. In Sweden I just buy this if my breath is terrible and I have a date.
I buy this one in Sweden for 50, then it's worth it. In Taiwan, because food here is spicy, it contains a lot of garlic, contains a lot of different things that makes it kind of like, my breath in Taiwan is a lot worse. I sweat more, I have worse breath, I'm more smelly in Taiwan. So I buy this all the time. This one, sometimes I buy this every day sometimes. So this is something that I start buying too much in Taiwan. It's so cheap that you buy it all the time. So
I do
you get addicted to this, I think.
Yeah.
If you really feel like you're passionate about sharing your life, sharing this kind of things, it's free to open a YouTube channel, you know. I borrow you a camera. I think if there's anyone out there who wants to check out her YouTube channel, I mean, you can write a comment if you think she should start one, or if you think it's enough she shows up here once per month, twice per month.
You know what, Jonas? We're gonna do this. Let's do this. Turn this thing off. We're shooting.
Okay, see you all next time.
See you next time.
Bye bye.